And here we are back in for another day of Treys Chow Live. In studio, I have Zalat Pizza with us, Khanh, and Jason.
That's right.
All right, guys.
Good morning, Trey.
Thanks so much for being here today. I know y'all got your kit. You brought your face mask in, so I appreciate that. Okay, guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on. Governor Abbott just announced that all bars are going to be closed in Texas this weekend. That's all bars. Restaurants are back down to 50%, and I think y'all can attest that if you have a restaurant with a bar in it, you can't be around the bar area, correct? You have to be at the table. Is that correct? Right. A lot of restaurants we talked about earlier before the show, have already shut down. I think there's 6 different restaurants, including Bob's Chop House chain in Dallas, that have already decided to close the restaurants back down. I guess they just don't want the responsibility.
Yeah, probably considering the safety of their employees too.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. We have a new study out by Food and Wine. Y'all know how I'm about all things food and drink. They have a new study out, and I don't know who commissioned this study, but they have a new study out Food and Wine did about cheese, and they said cheese is back on the uprise again, especially Parmesan cheeses.
Well, the cost is sure on the uprise.
Pizza.
Yeah, we've been selling a lot of pizza. So.
And this came across my desk, and I thought it was funny. I don't know. I really think that my computer or Google listens to everything I say, because when I said I was going to have a pizza show this last week, the next thing that came across my Google thing was an article about new spices for pizzas, chili for pizzas, and there's a farmer, and I thought it was interesting. I read the whole article. And the article will be posted on my on Treys Chow later today. But it's a farmer that is taking recycled waste from chili, making chili flakes, and making chili flakes from the waste that are even more potent than the regular chili flakes. Wow. Yeah, he's a sustainable farmer, and it's a neat deal. It's McCalley Family Farms, and he's already done it, and he's going to start marketing it. And the flakes include garlic and all kinds of different spices in the flakes. And he said they're just absolutely delicious.
Awesome.
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's why I think Google listens to what I say.
We love bold flavors and fresh ingredients. So that sounds pretty cool.
It's neat. I'm going to give you the article when you leave.
Okay.
Raising Cane, the guy that owns Raising Cane, I don't know if you saw this, he's going to invest that $2 million in a new television program, which I thought was really neat. That's a lot of money. He must be doing okay. But their business model is the same way, though. They could deliver. They were already set up for deliver. So
drive-through.
Yeah.
Been doing well.
That's right, yeah. And also on the Drink with Trey on Facebook, that's Drink with Trey on Facebook, we just posted an article that has it has 30 beers that changed America, and it's a neat deal. It goes from Pabst Blue Ribbon all the way up, and if you want to read the article, it's on Drink with Trey on Facebook. It's a neat deal. Our buddy Chef Newton, who was on MasterChef and has been here twice before, has opened up a new restaurant in Stephenville this spring. Supposedly this spring. He's got it in the works, and they're going to do it, but it's going to be in Stephenville, so I'm real happy for him. So, guys, we are here today with Zalat Pizza. And for anybody that hasn't been on my Facebook or been on my website lately, you know who it is, and you're missing out. Zalat is in DFW, and I love the backstory. I went over to visit these guys about a month ago, I guess, right?
Yeah.
About a month ago, and I really loved what I saw. I loved all the pizzas, and we're just going to get right into it. So, Khanh.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Yes.
How did Zalat get started? I want to know the story, the start.
Okay. So the start, I'll have to go back a little bit.
Yeah, please do. Yeah,
I'm actually originally from South Vietnam.
Awesome.
Came over here after the war ended.
Right.
And since you mentioned earlier that you liked our pho shizzle pizza,
right?
So I've got to tell you the whole pho connection.
Okay.
So I'm Vietnamese, so usually our pho is like our hamburger.
Right.
So if folks have not had it before, it's we take beef bones and cook them for hours, and you get a beef stock, rice noodles with lots of thin slices of beef.
Right.
And then you add cilantro, you add basil, you add sriracha to it, and then you add hoisin to it. But it's our national food, so
sure.
We eat it for breakfast, lunch,
right.
dinner.
I love it, by the way.
Right. So actually, Jason did not know this. I told him this week. I said, there's a pho connection for my family. We wouldn't be here but for a particular bowl of pho.
Really?
So, yeah. So,
this is interesting.
Yeah. So the name of Zalat came out of the fact that I'm from Dalat, Vietnam.
Okay.
So it's in the Central Highlands of Vietnam. And my father was the governor there.
Right.
And so right in the late April of 1975 was when the country fell.
Right.
So we needed to evacuate the city because it was to the north.
Right.
And so we evacuated the city down to Saigon. And we had airline tickets to get out. And I'm number 8 of 9, so a huge family. We drive out to the airport. We get there. They messed up the itinerary and left 3 of us off.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah. So we had tickets to go to come to America, and luckily my dad decided that either we all get out or we couldn't leave 3 kids behind because I was one of the 3 that didn't have a ticket. So.
What? And this is off the pizza, but I think everything tastes better with a story. Mm-hmm. What did that feel like? First of all, what did it feel like when it fell and then had to go down and get on the airplane? But what did it feel like when your hopes were dashed when you could get on the airplane? I mean, inside, what did that feel like?
No, it was terrible. So so my dad said that let's head out to the beaches, to the cities on the beach. We had heard that America was sending a lot of ships off the coast of Vietnam to pick up anybody who could make it out to sea, and that the whole world they were sending ships to pick up people who were exiting Vietnam. So we headed out to a coastal town. My dad knew a sister who ran a convent right on the beach. Wow. And so we stayed there for a couple days and nothing. And so we were getting really worried that we were going to get stuck there because there were no boats coming in and out.
Right.
So my dad said, okay, well, tomorrow we're going to head back to Saigon. I'm going to hit up my connections to see if we can get out through the embassy.
Right.
And so the next morning we get ready to go back to Saigon, but we're Vietnamese, so Vietnamese family before a trip, you gotta go have some pho.
Right. Yeah. So that's funny. Yeah. Funny, but not funny.
Right. Yeah.
The country's falling down.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta have pho. So
it's we get getting Whataburger before you leave Texas.
So we go to a pho restaurant. We're all sitting there, animated, and one of my uncles was talking, and somehow he knocked his entire bowl of pho into his lap. So just drenched, and he said, "Hey, you guys, I can't go on the trip without changing." So he said, "Wait here, let me go and head back to the convent and take a shower and come back." So it takes him about an hour and a half, 2 hours to come back. In that time, they closed down the road. So we got back on the road and they turned us around. Oh. And so we had to go back. Had they not done that, we would have gone back to Saigon. My dad would have probably been picked up, and they shot a lot of people since he was a general. So we headed back, stayed one more night. The next day, ships arrived.
Wow.
We got on those, just like the World War II movies,
right.
The landers.
Right.
3 or 4 of them arrived. My dad walked up. They knew his reputation, so they waved us on, and we headed out and got picked up by an American battleship and headed to America. But for a bowl of pho.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So many years later, I just happenstance decided to get into the restaurant industry. I was an attorney for a while, and then my brother and I had a internet startup. I joined him; he started it, and I jumped on board. We grew it up and became a national company. We were the first ones to do internet claims processing.
Oh wow!
So Baylor, Parkland, all the hospitals in the area use us. But I decided to after we were acquired, I decided to start another software company. So quit my job. I was about to go do that, but for some reason I couldn't get excited about it. I've got really bad adult ADD. So,
I do too.
The entrepreneurial spirit.
So I tried to get the software thing started, and it just wasn't happening. So, I said,
maybe your heart wasn't in it.
Yep, my heart wasn't in it. Yeah. And then so I decided to stay at home with the kids for a little while. And so I said, hey, you know what? Let me pick up a chore. And I said, why don't I just cook dinner every day? And I heard, hey, you don't cook anything.
You don't cook anything?
It's like you barely make bag ramen. So I'm like, hey, I'll learn. And then so I started cooking, but I got so into it. So if you've got ADD, you just hyper focus when you're excited about
perfect.
Something. So for 9 months, every day I would hop out of bed, research recipes, and then cook like a 4 or 5-course meal every single day, just because I liked it so much. And then so after 9 months, I just thought, I don't know when this software thing is going to come back, but apparently I like food, so I'm going to go open up a pho restaurant because it's my favorite food. My second favorite is pizza.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so 3 months later, after I decided that, I opened up Zalat, which is on Fitzhugh in Dallas.
Right.
Late night pho restaurant, 2 a.m. still around. We've got a really loyal fan base. It's been 7 years now. But
and you have 3 locations of those?
I have one location.
Okay.
Yeah. But 3 years later, there was a pizza joint that was next to us that didn't make it. So I just thought, it's my second favorite thing to eat. So let's see if we can do it. So we took the spot over, and just because of my ADD hyper focus, we spent 6 months on development of the pizza,
which is right next door to Zalat.
Yeah, it's just right next door. So we did our dough a batch a day for 6 months. Tweaking it, and if you've messed with dough, it's a 1/10 of a percentage point in hydration levels, this and that, and it tastes completely different. Right? Mm-hmm. So, and then we concentrated on the sauce next. It took us a month to do the sauce. So we hand make our sauce. We roast the Roma tomatoes in the oven. Add fresh basil to it.
Garlic, olive oil.
It's
amazing.
Actually, we just real quick aside. One of the biggest distributors in the city walked into our shop, and he said, "Hey, I do exclusively Italian and pizza restaurants, so I can get you better prices on everything." And I was there that day, and he said, "Okay, who do you use for this? Who do you use for that?" And then he said, which can do you use for your sauce?
For sauce.
And I said, we don't. We make our own sauce. And he didn't believe me. So he thought I didn't hear him right. He's like, no, which can do you use for sauce? I'm like, I don't use any cans. We have those tomatoes over there. We cook them in the oven. Right? And he's like,
and then turn to sauce.
So he actually stepped around our line because he didn't believe me. He was going to go search for my cans. Yeah. And so I showed him.
Or maybe he thought you didn't understand more than anything. Yeah.
So he actually told me, he said nobody makes their own sauce. All the high-end pizza restaurants in town, they'll sit down, with wine, fancy restaurants. He's like, they all use a really expensive can. So he says, I'm going to bring them to you. You're gonna. It's gonna be better. It's gonna taste just as good. Trust me. So he brought it in, and then I did a taste test side by side. Yeah. And that's the moment I realized we were never gonna do that. You could just taste like it's just a burst of freshness when you're using fresh basil and fresh tomatoes. It's
how much dough did you go through before you figured out what dough you wanted? Because that's a try. I used to. I told you I opened up a pizza Delco units in Southern California for 10 years. Yeah. And dough's finicky, boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's finicky.
Yeah, I think it took 6 months.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
The moisture differences.
Moisture content's a big thing. Yeah.
Huge. Yep.
So how many different did you? So you would make it and then cook one, make it and cook one, make it and cook one. How many? Do you have any idea how many you tried?
I have no idea. We tried many different brands. We researched online. Saw what the New York pizzerias use. Saw all the different brands, and then I think we settled on a particular brand of flour.
Sure. That's a big thing too. Flour.
Yep. The brand of flour. Yep. We have a little bit of honey in it for there's a little bit of slight sweetness in our crust.
So now the crust that I had was very delicious. It wasn't overly crusty. It had a lot of flavor, but it wasn't crazy.
Yeah, we're looking for it to be crunchy yet chewy, so you can pick it up and have that nice fold, and it's that perfect pizza bite.
Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah, and it's not super filling, so you could eat. In my case, I could eat more.
Yes, I have that same problem at home.
So when you after that, what did you tell that guy after the sauce? Was he standing there watching you try, or did you call him back? Or did he come back and see you?
No. So yeah, he actually got our business for all the other stuff.
Okay.
So he was.
But we still make the sauce.
Yeah. We make the sauce at every shop.
That's awesome. So how'd you have the idea for the logo? Because new startup companies they're hard nowadays. I mean, it's not like it was in 1970 or 80 when even my dad, or 1950 my granddad started. Startup companies now are a little more difficult. So you have to do all this stuff. How'd you design your logo? Because that looks like the Superman to me.
Bingo.
That's it. I wanted something that was and you've seen our comic book that had a superhero bent to it.
Yeah.
So, from my history going through corporate America and working at law firms and working for lots of large companies, I actually had a lot of experience working with outside marketing firms, coming up with ideas and having to sit through 10 hours of throw out adjectives for this and that.
Right.
And as committees.
And as a startup, I wanted nothing to do with that. So actually, this pizza box, that logo, I created it. That's actually just a font. It's a free font. So
you can do it on Word.
So
I used to sit in those. My dad had to fly to New York or LA and sit in those advertising meetings. Oh boy. All day, go in when it's dark, go out when it's dark, and didn't get anything accomplished. Couldn't decide on anything. It's different when somebody else is trying to emulate the passion you have for your brand, or promote that for you onto somebody else, project on somebody else, or promote it. It's not the same. So it takes them if they have no idea what you do, it takes them 10,000 times longer to come up with something that you're going to feel comfortable with for a fact. They don't have the they have the passion in getting your account. And we all need them, but they don't have the same passion. That's kind of what I always devised.
You got to put your heart into things, whether it's the logo or the pizza that you cook. But I mean, I'm someone who believes you can taste love in the food. And he's got obviously that passion for our pizza, and I think you can see some of that same passion just even in our box logo or comic book we do for our employees.
It's just so awesome. That's just a neat deal. What still amazes me, and I think I told you this, the story, it's similar to the Sriracha story. Is similar to your story. He escaped. He did the same thing, and it's just amazing how you've evolved. I mean, that's just neat to me. That's just, you can't replace that. It'll never be, that never happen again to you, and it's just a phenomenal story. You had that desire and that passion, and you're still doing it today, which is a great story. Do you have that story in a box somewhere? Is there any way do you have that story in a box or something? Is it shrinked up a little bit?
We actually don't. In terms of my history coming from Vietnam, actually,
we have our story.
We actually have a story on the back of the box, but it's not my origin story. It actually says, "Well, this is awkward. You're reading the bottom of a pizza box."
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
It says, we were betting that nobody would ever read this, but since you're here, let's talk. So we thank our patrons for buying our pizza. But on the bottom, as you were talking about the marketing thing, I'll say, please excuse our marketing efforts if it seems a little bit elementary and strange. Please know that we've gone all out on our pizza, and we didn't have anybody left to hire a marketing firm who would have stopped us from putting crazy stuff on the bottom of our pizza box.
Well, how many people have read that though?
I don't know.
Every few months,
I always show people.
Every few months, somebody will post this like, "Hey, I've been buying from them for years. I didn't know this thing was on the bottom of the pizza box."
Well, the average consumer, they want to get a product. They get a product, and it's like a pair of socks or a cowboy or something. It's in a box and they get it, and they don't. I think it's a great idea. But I love advertising. I love food, so it's.
I think it's cool. It's unique. It does tell a little bit about our story, but I also think it tells a little bit about our personality too. We like to have fun. This is on our website, zalatpizza.com. But as far as his story of survival, that'd be something cool that we could maybe add to the website.
And I don't know how you do it. I'm not. You'd have to sit around and think about it, but if you could just condense it, because that's a story I think needs to be told. I mean, that's just when I heard that story, Sriracha, I went back and watched that, that little documentary probably 5-6 times. I just thought it was interesting. If people really knew, as a matter of fact, a lot of the comments where I didn't know this, now I'm really behind your product. It's just a neat deal.
It is cool.
So how'd you come up? What was the first pizza flavor you came up with? Like, what was the first one that you worked on? After you got the dough done, how was the first?
Sure. So I always like to start off missions with the goal of where we want to get to.
Right.
So the first thing we did was actually we went and bought pizzas from every pizza place in the entire city, delivered or picked up, fancy places to the chains. We had them stacked up one Saturday, and we were just going to eat through everybody's pizza in the city and see what what the top pizzas were in terms of where we were going to try to emulate.
Right.
I actually remember a Papa John's delivery driver walking up and seeing all these different pizza brands.
So what the heck are you guys doing? Where do I sign up?
Actually, he opened up the door, and I won't use the actual word he used, but he goes, "Are you guys effing with us?"
That's funny. That's funny.
So I said, no, we're just, we're opening this place. We're going to taste everybody's pizzas. So my goal was, I told the team, I'd been to New York City many times. I love thinner crust. And I said,
yes, good.
So this is kind of the service industry. This is the colorful way I stated it to the team. I had 2 guys who were working with me to try to come up with the pizza, and I said, if I'm in New York City, it's 3 a.m. And I'm staggering around after a great night in New York. And I happen to stagger into a corner pizzeria.
That's right.
What I've got in my mind in terms of the perfect greasy pepperoni
flavor profile,
cheese. That's what we're shooting for. So I knew with my ADD I was going to be very creative with coming up with different flavors. So I trusted that was going to happen no matter what, because that's the way I work. But I said, if we're going to do pizza, let's nail the basics first. So for the first pizza, I said, let's elevate pepperoni pizza. And so we went through and we tried, all the different cheeses. So we picked the best cheese. We still have on our cheese, by the way, since it's so important, we have a policy. We have vendors who come in and say all the time, "Hey, I've got a better cheese for you. It tastes better. You're going to save 10%."
It's not about saving. It's about taste.
So we always do the same thing. We said, "Okay, sit right there. Let us have that cheese. We're going to put it in for a blind taste test. We're going to sit down and we're all going to eat it. And if you beat our pizza, we'll taste it. We'll test it with customers. But if you beat our pizza in taste, we will switch." And we switched twice. Usually they always pick ours, right? Because they can't tell which one it is. And they come in and are like, "Okay, you chose our pizza, our cheese." So on the pepperoni, so we started trying all the different types of pepperoni. We ended up choosing.
Hang on those, Con. That's a great way to do it, though.
Oh yeah,
you got them right there. You got them captured, and I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen very often to salesmen.
Probably.
I'm for a fact. I never did that. I mean, no, I didn't do that. You don't have. That's a great theory. It's a great way to do it.
So on the pepperoni, we tried all the different brands, and we finally settled on 100% all beef pepperoni because it just tastes better. And I noticed as we were trying pizza after pizza after pizza that you really have to look at the combination of everything you've put together.
When it cooks.
Right. Because it's the totality of the bite.
The cheese and the sauce and the pepperoni and the grease.
The cheese gives off a certain amount of grease.
And
the pepperoni gives off a certain amount of grease.
When they combine.
And when they combine, that's your totality of the grease level. So one of the things that people notice about our pizza all the time is that it really is a fairly low grease pizza. But you get the full mouthfeel of a very greasy pizza, and I'll share
because the ingredients, correct?
Yes,
the ingredients, and I'll actually share a bit of our secret with you. As we were,
are you sure about this?
Okay,
we are on TV,
and radio.
So we noticed in the chronology of how we build our pizza, that we could float the grease that is on the pizza to the top, and you get the mouthfeel of it without it having to be a very greasy pizza. So you notice there are a lot of pizzas that are great at the restaurant or hot. But we wanted our pizza to be, casual and that you can eat it every day. So we taste tested it hot out of the oven. 30 minutes later, delivered, 45 minutes later, 2 or 3 hours later at room temperature, and then we put it in the fridge, eat it cold the next day because
a lot of people eat pizza cold, including myself.
And if you have a pizza that's too greasy, the greasy pizzas, you put it in the fridge the next day. That's not something you can eat. It's just a grease bomb. Ours, no problem. You barely notice it. Any of the grease eating it cold. And then we actually the last part of our testing is we put it in the fridge for a couple days, and then we reheat it on a pan and see how it is after a couple days.
And we do have a pizza hack too on our box here. We've given some nice instructions for the customer to be able to reheat their pizza to taste almost almost as good as fresh out of the oven.
I saw that y'all are very you're very thorough, and also I want to say this because I may forget it when we get going here, but you have a pizza cowboy, what you call a pizza cowboy at the end, right?
Pizza sheriff.
Pizza sheriff.
Yeah, that's right.
I say cowboy, but
hey,
sheriff's
man,
just as good.
That's all good, right? But yeah, so, you know, kind of studied some fine dining restaurants, and I'd come from casual dining where we had an expediter there in the kitchen, the chef, to personally make sure that every plate that came across the window was perfect for the customer.
Right.
So Con said, heck, why not do this for pizza? And so before every pizza comes out, we have a pizza sheriff inspect the pizza for quality and accuracy, and then they actually personally sign off on the
each box.
Yeah, never touch the pizza.
Right.
You know, once it comes out of the oven at 575 degrees, never touch. So very, very safe. But the pizza sheriff is that person who checks on the quality of the food. Yeah. Con's got a funny story.
Signs it.
And signs it. You want to tell the story about the first night you tested the pizza sheriff for like a 17-year-old kid?
So
go ahead.
So
it's a good one.
You know, in designing the fact that we sign, you know, the expos personally sign the pizza. How it came about was this: I sat down and I had even at the start of the first restaurant. I always think big, so I'm like, hey, let's go to the hundreds of units or thousands of units if we can. If life is short, swing big, right? So, but I wanted it's kind of a romantic mission of ours, which is how do you grow a chain and not dummy down the food?
Yeah,
right. How do you not
good point?
Right.
Yeah.
How do you
and you know what? In the simplest terms. That's in the simplest terms. That's the best way to explain it.
Yeah,
you don't have to do a lot of mumbo jumbo. That's the best way to explain it.
Yeah, and I say this to our folks all the time. You look at these large multinational chains. They started from one restaurant.
Right.
All
of them.
It
was
a great restaurant.
Yeah,
you don't make another one and then go to 10, go to 20 without something being there that was really great at the beginning.
Right.
But and so I sat down. I'm like, how is it that a lot of them end up in the end having such a mediocre product and having people say, hey, this is the best of the chains.
Right. Yeah.
It's great for a chain. Yeah. So I want it to be.
They lose the passion.
Right. I just wanted it to be great, period. So our big romantic mission with our folks is, hey, we're going to chain out. We're going to grow as far as, as the market will let us grow.
Right.
But we're never going to give up on trying to be one of the best pizzas in every city that we're in, and that there isn't an asterisk next to our, hey, that's great, that's the best of the chains.
Yeah.
We want it to be competitive with the sit downs, with the one shops, with somebody from Italy, what have you. And I think we're in contention for our customer base. If you read our reviews, there are a lot of folks who'll say this is their favorite pizza.
Yeah, I've got a lot of good response about it. You have 8 locations?
Yeah. Well, so, Con started with the first one on Fitzhugh, and it was doing so well that he decided to open up a couple of more restaurants. And then I came on board not too long ago, and we really want to grow this thing. Right. We're building number 8 in Addison right now. Okay.
I love Addison.
I do too.
Addison great. We used to have a Dairy Queen up there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Addison's a great town, and we plan on building out Dallas, eventually going to Houston, Austin, and then at some point leave the state and go to Oklahoma or Louisiana. But we're excited about it. I mean, as far as the product goes, we think it's the best pizza in the universe.
It's very delicious. Yeah.
And our people and our culture are something that's also really important to us. So when we do grow, we don't want to grow so fast that we lose touch of the people, the customers, the zealots. That's what we call our employees.
Zealots?
Yeah, the zealots, the pizza zealots. And
that's great.
Yeah, and so we don't want to lose that culture as we continue to grow. But especially right now, opening up a new restaurant in the pandemic, honestly, it's humbling. How many restaurants are closing, and
I told you over 100 so far in this area.
And so honestly, it's a real blessing to be able to open up a restaurant and to be able to provide employment to folks. And we're hiring and we're growing. So
how many you have 2 different models. You have delivery model and then a full restaurant model, correct?
we started out trying full restaurant models, and we had of our first 3, we had 2 that were delivery to go. And then number 2 is actually a sit down with a bar.
Downtown Plano.
Downtown Plano. It's done really well. But we've noticed over we're learning, we're still young. Every store we put up is another set of parameters for us to analyze. And we really just prefer we call it the Z box, small box. And this is my romantic way of looking at it. We have a massive factory pizza line that cranks out handmade, one of the best pizzas in the city at great volume and one of our
consistency.
One of our customers called it. They said it's luxury pizza for the masses. We go till 4 a.m. at
now this is another thing. Okay, everybody I've told you're at 4 a.m. They're like, no. I said, really, and especially now, the side we live in now, especially with the pandemic, a lot of people are working all night now, or if they're at a bar or something. So 4 a.m. is a good, especially with pizza, is a good.
A lot of the service personnel, a lot of the medical personnel love our late night hours.
Yeah,
you can order from your phone too, correct?
You can,
you can order. We're on all of the delivery platforms. So
Uber Eats,
DoorDash, Grubhub, Favor, all of them.
But you can also order on ZalatPizza.com.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and come and pick up. So our new model moving forward will be all takeout and pickup. So ZalatPizza.com got 8 locations, more coming.
And we have open jobs.
Yeah, we're hiring. I mean, we're building a new store. So if people are looking for work, come see us on ZalatPizza.com.
So I want to show you this. Ron, can you show this real quick right here? This on the See, y'all have, this is neat. Y'all have this is a comic book for employees, correct? Is that what it's for?
Yeah.
That's a neat deal.
A lot of places you go to work, you might get a little handbook or a 82-page document, but we like to have a little bit of fun with it and unlock the power inside of our people and a little bit of a superhero theme there.
Yeah, Zalat Pizza presents. That's just a neat deal. Plus, I'm sure if you give an employee this, it kind of it makes them feel part of the team, but it also diffuses some of what they might think as being a corporate.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, to me, that's what it seems. It's a great deal.
I hope it empowers them.
Sure.
I hope it shows that we like to have a little bit of fun too. There's a great story in there, actually.
Is it? Yeah, I want to hear it.
If you want to hear it.
All right. So all of the characters there are actual employees.
These right here.
Yeah,
that's
everybody
cool.
in the whole comic book. So
that's neat.
So I found a guy on the internet who has published like 120 different comic books and hired him on a contract basis. And I said, I want all the characters to actually be our employees. So he drew up I sent pictures, and so the employees are in there. And so my thought was, hey, first thing I want to hand folks joining us, how cool would it be if we had a superhero comic book joining us? The story is, so 2 of our managers are out after, a long night, and so they go to a breakfast place. And they find their favorite cashier they're about to order breakfast from. She's kind of forlorn, downtrodden, and they said, "Hey, what's going on?" She's like, "You know what? I'm just tired of working with people who don't give a shit." So and she said, I just want to find a place where people actually care about their food and the customers. And then all of a sudden, these aliens break into that restaurant, tear it up, and she looks over, and our 2 managers throw off their coats, and they've got superhero spandex on, and they have superpowers, and they beat up the aliens. And so at the end of it, so she looks at him and she's like, "Hey, I thought you worked at a pizza place. Why do you have superpowers?" And so they said, "Well, since you're always so great with your customers, and your heart's in the right place, we'll tell you the secret. Yes, we work at a pizza place, but we also have superpowers." So she said, "Here's what you do: you get on a plane, you go to Vietnam, you go to Dalat, walk up the mountain, and there's a temple up there. Just go in there and knock on the door and say you want to join." So she does all of this. She gets denied entry because they said, "We're not taking any more students this year." And she said, "I just flew halfway across the world." So she refuses to leave, just like the Kung Fu movies. Makes a broom and starts, cleaning up outside. And then she's helping all the people coming to the temple. Great customer service. So in there, it's me and other folks folks looking over and going, look at that. You know, she's showing all the signs of a zealot to be. So we invite her in, and then she trains up, and then we show her that it's called the Zealot Scrolls. And, you know, if you've seen Kung Fu movies, there's always somebody always finds some scrolls that has these calisthenics that you do, and all of a sudden you've got superpowers. So I said, you know, we found these scrolls, and it's do something repetitive to perfection.
Sure.
And what we have found our passion to be is making pizzas to perfection. So we train and make pizzas to perfection, and that's how we come into our superpowers. And awesome. So at the end, you know, she gets her spandex and gets her tattoo. We actually have a corporate tattoo.
Oh, that's neat.
So if you work for us for a year, it's completely voluntary. But we'll pay for your corporate your Z tattoo.
That's
we
neat.
have lots of not customers. We have lots of employees that have them. Yeah. We actually have one guy with it on his head.
The back of his head. Shaves his head.
Well, that means he really likes it, right?
Yeah, I think that spells commitment, don't you?
Yeah, I would say so.
Tattoo it on the back of your head.
Yeah, you know, you always wonder when people put their girlfriend's names in the arms if they're going to make them their wives or not, if they're going to make it or not. So that's
we kind of follow that same theme. We've got these anniversary bands.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
different colors. Black belt is only for 5 years, and we also give a $500 bonus when they've been with us for 5 years, and then so
you have a different color for each year.
Yeah,
for each year, and I wanted to come up with something that was an appreciation for longevity.
Sure,
right, especially knowing the business that we're in.
Right,
and I thought it would be cool to have something that wasn't based on rank or even merit,
right?
Because we're going to do plenty of that. There's bonuses and there's rewards, but I wanted something purely, hey, I've put in my time here, right? And as I tell to Jason, I love the fact that our COO can walk into a shop with his first year band and have a dish guy come out and say, hey, you can't skip the line. No matter where you are in the company, you're going to have to put in your time to get these. So,
that's neat. Yep. That's
and
neat.
Speaking of the employees, obviously we're very thankful for the people that we have and the hard work and the commitment that we have. And in the restaurant industry, sometimes it's a high turnover industry.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And so our goal is to change that and to keep people and provide them a career opportunity. And so honestly, thankfully, we have a very low turnover, and thankful to our employees for working through this tough time the last few months and staying committed to making great pizzas.
Yeah, everyone I've met so far has been really nice. Yeah, it seemed dedicated to what they were doing.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I might jump in just a little bit on this aspect. I would lead with it in terms of the employee piece. Everybody always talks about their employees, but it's really about what you actually do and your actions. But it ties into our food. And it's the fact that I sat down and said, how do we get consistency at the highest levels without dumbing it down and putting the machinery in place like a conveyor belt?
Sure.
Right? How do you chain out a best of breed handmade product and guarantee that store number 50 can have the same level of excellence and consistency?
Employees,
and that's
right.
why. And the
team
it's so
Zealots.
Zealots. So our contract internally with our people is, you take care of the food, make sure it's the best dang pizza you can make every single time. And the expos, the pizza sheriffs, do not let one go out, because our reputation is riding on every pizza that goes out.
No reputation, no jobs.
Yeah, that's right.
and then our job is to take care of the employees. So we have full benefits, medical, dental, 401k.
Stock options recently for all of our hourly
all of our employees are stock option owners.
You.
And so coming from other industries, I know, especially tech, everybody who gets in early, it doesn't matter where you were in the company, you're going to do really well later. But when I came to the service industry, these are the hardest working folks.
Yeah, every man for himself, basically.
They're on their feet for decades. They miss all the holidays.
Right.
And even the folks who start off with these chains, early. First 10 stores, they're still working for the same wages.
Right.
And so our mission really is to better the lives of our zealots. And our whole team is committed to this mission. That's why they all have stock ownership, stock option ownership in the company.
I think it's a big thing. It makes them feel like they have a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
And it makes them have passion for making sure that things are done correctly.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the best way we could think of
Yeah.
to ensure high quality and consistency without having to dummy down the product so that you can produce a consistent mediocre product.
They get to share in the success.
Yeah.
So when we do have 1,000 units, they'll have gotten in early and gotten a piece of the pie.
Yeah. How about that?
The piece of the pizza pie.
The piece of pizza pie. We're going to try some. They're going to bring some of the pizza in for us now, and we're going to talk about that. So these are some of the flavors they've got. Of course, I keep going the faux shizzle.
Oh yeah,
because I like that. You've got the pepperoni we talked about. You've got a pizza. You've got a margarita.
Yeah, yes. We've got some fun, interesting pizzas. We sell more pepperoni than anything, but we have some really awesome signature pies. You mentioned the faux shizzle, which is a take on the pho. Right. We've also got a delicious chicken teriyaki, buffalo chicken. We have a veggie. We also offer vegan cheese and a cauliflower crust for folks with dietary needs. So, and it's very flavorful. I have a buddy of mine who's gluten-free and tried our cauliflower crust, and he almost didn't believe it was gluten-free. It was so good. He said it was the best one he'd ever eaten.
You also have this, which I really like.
Tell about this.
Sure, you were talking about sriracha.
Right.
So I'm Vietnamese, so I'm, of course, a sriracha fan. If people don't know this, I'll give you just real quick history. So sriracha, we used to use, everybody in the world, Vietnamese people, when they ate pho, we all used the same brand of hot sauce.
Right.
But we came to America, and the gentleman who created sriracha, he made it specifically for pho. Right, and the probably the day he went to market with sriracha, there was an international viral spread. All Vietnamese pho restaurants adopted it immediately. Right? They said, "This is better."
It's delicious, though. I mean, I put it on everything. I put it on hamburgers, chicken, French fries. I love the stuff.
It's delicious. So we actually hand make a ranch based dressing sauce to go with our pizza.
Called Sriracha.
Sriracha.
We got a trademark.
We have a trademark.
You did trademark it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, one comes with every pie you order, and you can always get more. And lots of people do. It's delicious.
How long did it take to trademark that? How long did it take to do that process?
Not long, just maybe 2-3 months.
Just it's the tedious aspect of it, I guess, right?
And just being an attorney.
You
know that I've got friends. I just call them.
That helps.
Right, it does.
Don't tell me you can't do that, man.
But it's got sriracha in it, and fresh dill and other things. So it's delicious.
So we've got these pizzas here, but we've got the cool thing is we've got a Reaper pizza.
That's right.
And we're going to try that at the end here.
Yeah.
I want to know how the Reaper pizza came about. Tell me how that came about, and explain to people what a Reaper is, because some people might not know what a Reaper pepper is. If you don't know, you don't pay attention to food, but tell us about it.
The Reaper pepper is one of the hottest peppers in the world. It's Carolina Reaper. Right? So it's hotter than a ghost pepper.
Right.
And so there's gradients in terms of heat levels.
Right.
And so we wanted from our Vietnamese restaurant, we have a very spicy sauce that will rock you. So we actually call that the Transcendental Sauce. And we only put it in soup. It was actually the Dallas D Magazine when they, I think a year or two ago, they chose like the top 80 secret things that are super cool in Dallas. We were the lead with my hand holding the one drop going over our pho bowl.
Wow, that's
with plastic gloves.
I cannot handle more than one drop. It will blow you up. So what we did here was, I like spicy food. So I thought, people are always asking. We've got a great spicy pizza called the Hottie, but it's not extremely spicy. It's just very flavorful.
It's called the Hottie?
Yeah. The Hottie, yep. So it's got 3 or 4 different spices on it. It's quite good. But we've been asked by lots of folks who eat really hot food, hey, when are you going to do like a really hot pizza?
Serious heat.
And so I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? Better than having a full pizza, why don't we do something super fun?
Right.
And I said, why don't we just do, Russian roulette with pizza? So we worked on it for months to try to get, consistency across all the shops that we can do this properly and not have contamination in other pizzas where people don't want this.
Oh, that'd be disastrous.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So when we get that Reaper pizza, so we can do it on any pizza. It's an option.
You can on any pizza.
On any pizza.
Yeah.
So
okay. So you can have it on any pizza you make. And they just make one slice is the Reaper slice.
One slice, we add the Reaper sauce, and it's like spinning a roulette wheel. You never know which slice is the spicy slice. So if you're with your friends or with your family and something like this, you never quite know who's going to get the hot one.
So we've been getting tagged on great videos from our patrons with their family eating, and then see who gets blown up.
I want to see which pizza this is. Okay,
that's the fashizzle.
This is fashizzle.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that beautiful?
Look at that. That's the one I love, Ron. Tell you it's delicious. I like them all, but I really liked it. It kind of sounds like something that Snoop would do.
Kind of,
yeah. Let me get another one here.
Well, we're
good with
that. We do get. It wasn't our intention, but we get, because of our late nights and our bold flavors. We were adopted by the 420 community fairly quickly when the pizza came out. So our pizzas always get listed on 420 as as the top options.
These protector strips are good.
Yeah. We added those in right before COVID.
Oh, yeah. You did that right before COVID anyway. Yeah. This is the buffalo chicken?
No, that's the elote.
This is our elote pizza. So the corn in the cup that you get in front of Fiesta.
Oh, it's delicious.
Okay. Yeah. So I've been stopping at that cart for years.
I can't wait to try that one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
So this is our version of elote.
Right.
And it's corn. We have our
sriracha
on it as the base. That's actually Valentina sauce. That we use and cilantro. So we worked on that for months, and the month after we released it, I knew we had nailed it because I was walking by, and there was a family sitting there eating, and it was probably 6 people. This was a couple of years ago. They 6 people eating it, and it was obviously dad, mom, and all the kids. Right. And they had 3 of these pizzas, the elote pizzas, and they called me over and they said, "Hey, we're from Mexico, and this thing has changed our lives." They said, "This is how we eat elote now, is on your pizza." And as he was saying that, somebody was reaching for one of the last slices, his son, and he said, "Hey, stop! That's for Grandma."
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Don't
good.
mess with Grandma's pizza.
That corn is some of the best. Man.
It's awesome. It's actually, the elote is probably my personal favorite.
And this is the pepperoni.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that delicious thing. Look at that. Yeah, I like that. That was one of the ones I enjoyed too. I enjoyed them all, but the focaccia I really like. But I haven't had the elote yet. I love corn, so I'll try today. So we've got the Reaper. They're going to bring the Reaper in, and we're going to do the Reaper challenge.
Now, with this pizza, we put it on our Pineapple Express.
Okay, that's good.
So it's going to have some teriyaki sauce. It's going to have some pineapple. It's going to have some bacon, a little bit of heat, 1 spicy slice.
Right. So it's on the pineapple. What'd you call it?
Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express.
Yes.
So each box. Hang on, I'm gonna put this on our. So each box. Here we go, Ron. Top of that box, please. The top of the box here has got a warning sticker that says Reaper Roulette Pizza, which I think is neat. Look at that, Reaper Roulette. Now they know. Has anybody ever got one where that didn't get on there and they say, "Oh, no, yeah,
okay. No, we trained and trained.
Yes.
Yeah.
Training.
Yes.
Exactly.
Buy-in commitment.
Yeah.
So it says 1 slice of this pizza inside this box is insanely hot. Please be warned, do not consume any slices of this Reaper Roulette Pizza if you have any potential physical conditions that will place you at any medical risk if you eat extremely spicy food. Our lawyers want us to inform you that if you choose to eat this pizza knowing how hot it is, you are releasing Zalat Incorporated. That's fun. That's funny. And all its
That's our
businesses.
disclaimer, yeah.
That's great, though. But I mean, it's right there.
Yeah.
I do like the roulette with the fire on it. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, spin the pie. You never know which slice it could be.
I did that logo too.
Did you really? yeah. Well, yeah. Can you smell it? Can you tell if it's? No?
I don't think. No. I don't. We won't. I have no idea which one it is, and I did have to taste test this product before we put it out. Every time I've taken a bite, I will instantly start hiccuping. So I'm hoping that I don't get the spicy slice today.
Let me turn this. I'm gonna open it up so everybody can see it. All right, so
now today we also added jalapenos.
We might as well. Those are insignificant compared to what's on there now, though.
Yeah, when you order our Pineapple Express, normally it won't have the jalapenos on it. And like we said, you can add this Reaper Roulette to one slice of any pizza you want.
Okay.
And we don't know which slice it is.
That's any pizza on the menu.
Any pizza on the menu. Yeah.
So this one, I'm sorry.
What's the cost factor? Is it
$250?
$250 to make any pizza Reaper.
Upcharge, yeah.
That's nothing.
Add on, yeah.
That's
just for a little bit of fun, and you and your buddies or your family can sit around a table and see which sorry soul gets the slicey or spicy slice.
The videos are the best.
One more time. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna do this, and we have no idea which one. I'm just gonna.
We did not cheat, so
you
go
first. Get a picture of me taking this. I think, oh my gosh, this thing is gonna have to be something.
Here we go. Here's some napkins.
All right, I'm gonna take one. Well, if I get this, guys, if I get this, I'm gonna let you have one.
Jason, you're next.
Oh boy, which one? It's like roulette. I'm going here.
All right, let me.
What if nobody gets it? I guess we'll just be.
Well, we keep eating.
We can guarantee you that we'll know if we get it, though. So this is, as you guys are trying it, this is our version of a Hawaiian pizza. So I actually like, this is a religious debate about pineapple on pizzas. Actually, I'm on the side of liking pineapple on a pizza. So we spent months creating this one. We wanted to knock one out. Sorry about that. Knock one out of the park. It's bacon, pineapple, teriyaki sauce, cilantro.
I don't have it yet. Do you have it?
No, I don't have it.
It's good though.
Mm-hmm. You like it?
It's delicious. It's good though. I might have to go back for another one.
There are
you can tell. Did you get it? Oh, did you
get it right away? No. Oh my gosh,
that's awesome.
Good, I'm safe.
It builds up on you too.
Does it really? Well, this is. I feel.
You okay?
Yeah. So I had a fleeting thought in my mind of, you know what? I eat a lot of spicy food. I can just keep eating it because I love eating spicy food, so it's very tasty. But then I remembered, no.
You got your water right there. Mm-hmm. If you need, you got your vinegar there to cool you off.
You know what though? That's really a neat deal.
It's an experience, and at home, it's a delicious.
You get a little hot there, so you're starting to swell in the forehead a little bit. What does the vinegar do?
So we've learned, as I told you, we started using really hot sauces over at the lot, and one day while we were there, our cook in the kitchen, as he was cleaning, drops the entire bottle of the hot sauce, and it's basically pepper spray. So everybody is fleeing out of the kitchen, crying and all over the place. And so at the time, we did not have anti-hot technology. So, drinking milk and all that stuff. And everybody was dying. And then we had a nurse who was sitting at the bar. And the nurse turned to me and he said, "Hey, I'm a nurse. I know what to do in this situation. You guys got vinegar in the back? That's the only thing that's going to do it." So regular table vinegar will about 60 seconds will knock it out no matter
really
what it is. Yep.
I'm gonna remember that because the secret's milk, but that doesn't really.
Yeah.
So you just take a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just take a little bit of it, and I've had it to where I've put it in my eyes before, and I've poured vinegar. 30 seconds, it's gone.
Oh my gosh!
And there's a little sweat up there from that heat.
I see it. I see it. Boy, I was like, boy, if I get this, it's gonna be something, boy.
Shoot.
Woo!
I'm glad I did.
It's still going.
Okay, guys, but we got a little bit of time. Website zalatpizza.com.
Zalatpizza.com. You can order online also on any third-party delivery partner, and you can also apply online. We're hiring for cooks and managers at zalatpizza.com.
And Fort Worth, Addison, Plano, Dallas.
Yep. Denton. And yep, up to 8 stores and growing. More to come.
And where are the stores with the bars?
Downtown Plano.
Downtown Plano.
And then Lamar across from the Dallas Police Department headquarters.
Okay.
South Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I need to go check one of those out. You all right? You all right? Yes. Your eyes kind of changed on me there, buddy.
I will survive. I'm like, I hope Jason's good with speaking for the rest of us.
Calm down.
His tongue is numb.
His tongue is numb. Boy, I just thought about having this felt cowboy hat on. I've been sweating like the bejesus. Oh my Lord, that's so funny. All right, everybody. Next week is the 4th of July. I guess y'all are going to be busy for that weekend, aren't you?
Yeah,
we'll
be open. Yep, ready to go. Folks who don't want to grill out or want some delicious pizza at home, come check us out.
I want to have, you get some of the grilling stuff on your pizza anyway.
Yeah,
any kind of
throw your pizza on the grill.
That's right.
I mean, why not?
That's right. That's right. Are y'all going to close any of the restaurants, or are you going to keep them open? You don't know yet?
Right now, we're going to keep them open, but literally with the news changing, we do everything we
you're
can
gonna watch and see
follow
what happens.
along. And
I think it's by the hour now.
It really is.
Because just yesterday, Abbott said he's not going to close anything, and then what's he do the next?
Right before we came into the studio, we all saw the news. So, we're super focused, obviously, on keeping all of our customers and employees safe, and feel for all those who've been impacted in the industry in a negative way. But we will be open and selling delicious pizzas.
All right, we'll be here. As always, you can catch the shows on the Country Network. If you don't have the area, you can get the app. If you're not in the area, you can get the app. It's very inexpensive. It's like, I don't know, $2 a month or something, $2.50 a month, and you have music videos, our show, other lifestyle shows. And it's absolutely fantastic app. It's updated every day. And you can get our show and then of course, the country music videos, which is fantastic, I think. But we'll be here same time next week. If you've missed a show, you can go to TreysChowdown.com. TreysChowdown.com and go to the Treys Chowdown Live tab, and it has all the shows in full HD. And we'll see you again next week, same time, same Bat channel or same Superman channel.
There we go.
Thank y'all. See you next week.
Thank you.
I'm Trey Chapman, publisher of TreysChowdown.com. I'm passionate about finding the best food, drinks, and chefs, and sharing it all with you. I should know I have over 5 decades of food experience. Find me on any podcast platform, Facebook Live, or just Google me. Now you can watch and listen to all my great finds every week on my live TV and radio podcast at Treys Chowdown.